Youth Flex came about with a discussion of a team of National Youth Policy Task Force members, Ms. Catherine Whitaker, Mr. Lennon Christian, who's at GIS, and myself. And we wanted to find ways of getting information out to young people and their parents, and what more cost-effective way than to have a radio show. So it started out as a information dissemination, and it quickly grew into a development program for young people to empower them in broadcast. Young people learn how to speak in public, how to engage a public, how to interview people, how to prepare themselves for almost any area of broadcast. They get training from BBC, courtesy of Radio Cayman, so they get training at a high level, and their whole profile is elevated as well in the community and in their schools.
I first got involved in Youth Flex when I was in like year 8, and me and my friend, her mom worked at the radio station, and we went one day after school and we saw these people shooting a show, and it was a bunch of kids. So we were really interested from then, and Mr. James told us, he was like, you guys are too young now, you need to grow up a little bit before you can come on the show. So we were like, okay. And then finally when I got to high school, I moved to St. Ignatius, and my same friend was on the show then, so she kind of like nudged at me and was like, come on the show, and so that's how I got involved. And like each season I'm kind of doing a bit more and like working harder and working my way up.
The selection process for Youth Flex is kind of done through the Youth Services Unit. We select young people sometimes based on their inefficiencies. Those that seem to be shy and reserved, we target them just so that they can overcome those things, especially if they're excelling in all other areas of their life, and personal expression will be a major downfall for them. Like they won't be able to speak on behalf of getting a scholarship or jobs in the future. We try to work on young people that has that reservation. And then there's other ones that are high flyers, those that have an opinion, those whose voice is not being heard because they're not popular in their schools, they're not elected as presidents in the schools, so their voice isn't there. And we try to give a voice to those sometimes voiceless young people, and they gravitate well to it. So it's a mix of who is selected for Youth Flex.
I think there are so many benefits. You see people come on the show, and like Mr. James said, like sometimes they may be kind of introverted or shy, and it really helps you open up, and it gives you a chance to speak your mind and to hear your voice and to hear other people congratulating you and saying what a job well done, and knowing that the statements you're making, and it's your opinion, but a lot of the time it's good. What you're saying is like plausible, or it can relate to the situation very well. And sometimes we don't get the chance to speak out just because we are young people.
People can listen into Youth Flex every Wednesday, 4 to 5:30, thanks to Funky Times and PricewaterhouseCoopers for giving us an extension. We now broadcast into the drive time, so you can hear us on the way home, and you can hear what the young people have to say.
Well, when we started this season, it's called the Season of Inspiration, we all met together, and we decided like each week we were going to do something different. An inspiring artist would be for the artist for that week.
In Cayman, you just heard Never Graduated by our in-house guest, Mr. Nugget Boy.
And then our Perspire to Inspire, one person each week that is an inspiration to the community, that does stuff that inspires us as young people and people all over the island. Then we also have like guests that come in each week. So for the first show we had the Honourable Sybil McLaughlin, our national hero, and Miss Maida Whitaker, I think, and they came in and we were like talking with them. And then this week we have new guests, so each time we're trying to talk to more people and like get them on the air as well, and let our listeners listen to them instead of hearing us all the time.
Youth Flex is a call-in program. It has always been from the very first day. From time to time there's a lot of people calling in, others they just sit and listen. We get a lot of feedback when we go out in the community, and people keep saying, yeah, I hear your show, I love your show, and I say, well, why you don't call in and let us know? They say, well, we just sit back and listen, and listen to the young people and learn their views and stuff, and it is refreshing to them, and they just don't want to interrupt the flow thing, so they don't call as often as we would wish they would.